Very good morning to one and all. I'm your host, Ruby Gill, and I feel honored to welcome you all on the behalf of lovely professional university. So, attendees, I am sharing this information with much excitement that today our expert will deliver his expertise and make us learn about Google Dorking searching vulnerable application. And I'm sure you are as excited as I am to be the part of today's learning process. So kindly allow me to introduce our experts. Mr. Atul Malhotra, Assistant Professor, School of Computer Science and Engineering, lovely professional university. An intellectual personality with an experience of 9 years as an academician, his expertise lies in the field of networking and security. Also, he has developed curriculum of numerous cybersecurity courses for BTech and MTech, and he is a cybersecurity trainer and penetration tester as well. So, sir, thank you so much for giving us your valuable time. Thank you so much for joining. Additionally,
thank you so much for a beautiful introduction.
Thank you, sir. Additionally, I would like to welcome our admission expert, Mr. Neeraj Sharma, Senior Officer, lovely professional university. With an experience of 15 years, his expertise lies in business development, marketing, and product promotion. And attendees today, he'll give you an insight of eligibility, fee, and scholarship, which I'm sure will make you save a lot of money. And in addition to that, he'll also be sharing the infrastructure part of the university. So thank you so much, sir, for joining us today. So with this, we'll begin today's webinar, and I'm sure that you are excited and we are looking for a great interactive session. So over to you, Mr. Atul Malhotra, sir, for the content of the day.
Right, thank you very much, Ruby, and let's start with the session. So good morning, everyone. So today's session, we are going to talk about Google hacking. And I would like to, first of all, introduce you people to what is Google hacking. Now, you people might be thinking that Google hacking is something like we are going to hack the Google, but it's not like that. Google hacking is something like you people do Google search in your daily routine, right? You people are doing Google searches from past many years, as in when you started using the internet. And when you do Google search, what you usually do is you go to the Google search page and you type in a search string for whatever you want to search, and correspondingly, the Google starts showing you the results, right? But in the Google Dorking or Google hacking, I'll be using these two terms alternatively, right? Google hacking or Google Dorking. It's not hacking into the Google, but it is a specific way of searching the things on the Google search engine, which can provide you a more exact information regarding your search, right? So let's start with it. Now, as I said earlier, Google hacking, it is not actually hacking into the Google servers, but it is a different way of searching on the Google search engine, which can provide you the search results in a variety of ways. And those search results will be more precise according to your requirement or your expectations, right? So in Google hacking, you use different operators, right? Those operators will help you provide some specific search strings, which can just optimize the search results which are displayed to you by the Google search engine. And now, since we are searching the internet, so there are not many resources, there are not many web applications who may be vulnerable to some vulnerabilities, who may be exploitable by exploiting some vulnerabilities. So with the help of Google Dorking, we can also find such vulnerable web applications, right? And when you check the results of any such Google search done using the Google Docs, these search results are very specific to whatever you have searched in the search string, right? The operators which we use, they allow you to filter out the most relevant results which are provided to you in the form of the links available on the Google search, right? So let's show you the basics first of all, and then we'll move to identifying some of the vulnerabilities also. So first of all, the operators. So in Google Dorking, we use some operators which help us in identifying the specific search results. Like here, as you can see the format. First of all, we type in the operator, and after that we put in a colon, and then we type in either a search string or a search term, which will help you in identifying the relevant results. Now there is no space in between these two things, right? So operator, colon, and search term, they are without a space. So if I show you a demo, let's first of all talk about a single search string or colon operator. The operator here is in title, right? With the in title operator, I'll put a colon, and after that, whatever I type in as a search term or a search string, that will be searched on the Google. So let's do it in practice. So let's say I open google.com, and here I type in title and then colon, and let's say I type, okay, let's say I type games, right, and enter. So you can see that all the links which I am getting, those are related to games only, right? So we have some game crawlers whose addresses are available here through the Google map. On the right hand side of the page, we have the Google Play Store games link, right? Now here we have another link which says free online games, right? Another link to play an online game, right? Some of the videos, the games only, right? And after that, for getting some links for the free games from Microsoft, right? After that, you have the Xbox Game Pass games library, then the games link from the Apple, right? So these are all the links which are specific to our search string, that is games, right? And I have used the operator in title here. So that means wherever you are finding the games, right, that is available in the title of the page. So let's open this link, free online games. So if I click on this link, the page which is available with me, it has this keyword games in the title, right? And you have a lot of games available here, right, which you can actually play. Right, guys? Now let's move back to the search results and let's open some other link. Let's say I open the link from the Microsoft Store, right? Top free games from the Microsoft Store. Obviously, the games should be good. So let's open the link and let's see whatever is there. Okay, you can see these are all the top free games, and you can see these are games which you people can play. But I would suggest that play only in the free time, and the required time should be devoted towards the study only, right? So this is just for the demonstration purpose. I am not suggesting you to play the games all the time, but you can see that with these search results, you are getting very precise links relevant to the keywords which we have searched, right? And that is because of a simple Google Doc which I have used with the operator in title, right? So you can just click on any game, like let's say I click on Asphalt 9. That's a very good racing game, right? And as the link says, it is free. So it is available free of cost to download, right? But you need to either use it on Xbox or you need to use it on a Windows PC, right? So you can see it's free here, right? I'm not going to download it, right? Let's move to the next Google Doc and let's see what we can do next. So let's move to the presentation, right? And the next one is the in URL, right? Next operator is in URL, and with in URL operator, whatever I provide as a search string, it will search for that, right? Like let's say I have written one search string here in URL, and colon. Then after that, the search string is view/index.html. So let's try that in the Google search. Right, so I've written here in URL, then colon, then view index.html, and let's search it. Now, the Google Doc, it has provided us with some of the web cameras which could be viewed over the internet. So let's try and see what is there. Right, let's try and first of all open the first link, and here, okay, it is not a link for the Google Cams, but it can further provide us the links to the free cameras. Okay, let's close it. Let's go to the second link. Okay, again a similar link, so we don't need it. Let's open this link, insectcam.org. Okay, so here you can see some live cameras at some particular locations, right? Now, as you can see the locations, these are live camera in Bangalore, right? Then live camera in Chennai, live camera in Delhi, in Mumbai, and you have lot many other pages also which we can go through to find the cameras of different locations, right? And let's say I click on the first one, live camera in Bangalore, India. So if I click on it, okay, so it takes me to the camera live feed of a store, right? Uh, right, you can see that the video is changing. So it is a live feed available with me where a person is actually taking some sports equipment. This guy is carrying a racket in his hand, right? And he may be trying it to buy it. And along with that, there is a salesperson in the camera. So, I mean, with the Google Doc, see, you can access the open cameras which are connected to the internet, right? So this Google Doc, it is specifically used to access the open cameras which are connected to the internet and they are accessible, right? You want to see some more cameras, you can click on this camera from Mumbai, live camera from Mumbai, right? Now this is again a live feed available, right? So it looks like that this camera is installed within a shop which sells tires and rims, right? You can see some tires and rims placed there, although the video is not that much clear, but still we can figure out, right? So at one point of time, you can consider it as a breach into someone's privacy because we shouldn't be looking into the personal camera recordings of some particular location, right? But since they are connected to the internet, we are able to see that, right, guys? Okay, let's move to the next Google Doc, right? And this time I'm using the same operator as we used previously in title, but I am changing the search string here, right? So in title and then index.off, right? And let's see what do we get. When I search here, okay. So index off is basically the starting point of a particular storage location within a website. Right. So the first link you can see here, it says move. Next link, and we can open another link also, right? So we have 3 links available. Let's see what do we get. Okay, so here this page with the movies folder, it is available, and we are available with these few videos. Now I don't know which movies are there, right? So the only way to know is we'll just open it and check it, right? So I just close it. Let's find a more precise link which can show us some movies, right? So let these two links open up so that we can find the content of the pages. Looks like they are loading up pretty slow. So we can switch to some other pages like okay, let's open this one. The link says netflixsub.com and okay, it's just a web page with a particular movie details, right? Not all the movies. Now let's say you want to search for the movies. What will you do? If I write index of / movies, then let's see how the search results change. Okay, so we have all the links where we have the movies available, right? So I have opened this link which says /data/movies/Hollywood. And okay, so you have the year-wise arrangement of the movies here in this server. Now I click on year 2022 here. You can see this link of 2022. So I click on it. Okay, we have two movies available here. One is Terror on the Prairie, and the second one is The Princess. Right? We can go back and let's click on 2021. Let's see how many movies are there. Okay, these few movies. Mortal Kombat is there, Cosmic Sin. I mean, you can just find the movies here like this with the help of Google Doc. Right. So in this way, you can basically search for anything. Like let's say you want to search for ebooks. So I type here ebooks and press enter. And see this, I got a search result which says ebooks, then books and open. Let's click on it and see what do we get there. Okay, many ebooks. See, we have a book of advanced fluid dynamics, advanced solid state physics, right? Advances in composite materials, right? These are all the books related to physics, I suppose, right? And if I scroll down, let's see if we have something related to computers here. Okay, not exactly, but you can even search here for computers. Okay, no, nothing related to computers, right? Maybe networks. No, not networks. So nothing related to networks is available or computers is available here, but we have the ebooks of some other subjects, right? Like physics and chemistry. So let's go back, right? And see this, you have this link which can provide you the books. Let's open it. Okay, so here also we have a huge collection of books. And I'm not sure what kind of books are these. They look like comics, like All the Birds in the Sky, American Gods. So they look like the comics, right? So I'm not sure they are books. So the basic intent here is that you'll be going to get what you are searching, right? This is the beauty of Google Docs. Another Google Doc, and this time we'll be searching with the operator file type, and let's see what do we get. And instead of just searching with a single operator, this time I'll be combining it with another operator. Right, so here what you can see is, first of all, I've written here the first operator in title with the search string ebooks, And after that, I have written the second operator file type with the search string PDF. Right, so press enter. And okay, so the first thing which I'm getting here is hacking windows.pdf. Let's open it and see what is there. Okay, so it is directly opening the book from book before me, right? So you can see that this PDF file is loading here, and this is actually the book, right? So you can see the difference that earlier I was just using a single operator with a search string, and I was just getting the links. And once I included another operator with a more specific search string, I'm getting more precise results, right? See this, I have this book PDF available with me. So it says it covers Windows Vista, XP, and Server 2000, 2003, and 2008. And the title of the book is Hacking Windows Exposed, third edition. Right, so the pages, they will just load up in a few minutes. Right, let's check some other link, and let's click on the second link and see what do we get. Okay, so that is not basically a book. Right, so you can click on the next link here, that is the Java complete reference, and I think again you are going to get a book directly. So again a PDF loading up here with me, right? Okay, so this book has the content loaded here, right? And you can see this book is from the McGraw publisher, and these are the authors, and this is the table of contents, right guys? So in this way you can find the content of your choice. Right, now this book is also loading up, so let's see what it shows. By the time, let's see if we can just find another book. Okay, so we have another book which is the HTML and CSS complete reference, 5th edition. So guys, just keep a note of this Google Doc. It will be very helpful for you because you can find free books and study them. Right. So this is the complete reference for HTML and CSS. And this is quite a resourceful book. I mean, you want to learn web application development or web page development, just go through this book. You will find some practical examples with the code snippets which you can run and see how the web pages are built. Right. So see the contents of the book. They're loading up, right? And if I take the second book, okay, it is not yet displaying anything, but we can just wait few more minutes, right? So this is the table of content of the book, and below that you can see the actual text starting up in the form of chapters, right? So this is the first chapter here, right? So I just stop the loading of this book here only, and okay, so this is Java complete reference, which is loaded up here, right? And again, if you want to learn Java, you can just go through this book. It's a very good book for learning the Java code, right? And this is the table of contents. So basically, what I am trying to demonstrate here is how you can use simple Google search and find the content of your choice, right? Now, coming to some of the Google Docs, which can provide you some vulnerable links or vulnerable web applications. Like I am going to run a Google Doc here, which says MySQL dumps, right? So it will just provide us with some MySQL dumps. I hope all of you guys are aware what is MySQL. MySQL is a database management software, right, which is used to store and handle the databases, right? So the Google Doc here, it says in the double quotes MySQL dump as the search string, and along with that, I have used the operator in URL, right? So which I have provided the search string as the file type, right, which is again a Google Doc operator. And after that, I have provided the search string as SQL, right? After that, I have again written a Google Doc operator that is in text, and then I have provided a search string that is password, right? So MySQL dump is a search string, then the in URL, that is the operator. Then to input to this operator, I have again provided an operator, right? So file type here is a Google Doc operator. Then after that column, and SQL is the search string. Then this in text is again an operator, and then colon, and password is the search string. So press enter, and let's see what do we get. Okay, so the first thing, if you click on it, it is from the wikileaks.org, maybe something fishy. And you can see this is a dump of the MySQL database, right? So it is presented here in clear text where you can see all the queries mentioned, right? Like you can see this query, create table, right? With the keywords attachment, then attachment ID. These are all the different column names which are mentioned here along with the data types, right? So with these column names and the data types, the create table query will just create a table within a database, right? Similarly, the rest of the text written in the document, it is also containing similar kind of queries, right? Like you can see, this one is log tables query, right? A lot of data is contained here. So this is basically a database which we have and is getting in the form of text. If you can read it is displayed form of URL, you can see that the file in it is pinfisher.sql, right? So it is a .sql file, basically a database file which we are accessing here in the form of plain text, right? Which we are accessing in the form of plain text. Okay, let's open the second link and let's see what is there. Now, basically what we are doing here, we are accessing the database, and ideally we should not be able to access the database of any web application. So that is basically a vulnerability for which we are able to take the advantage and access the databases, right? Now, this is again another database from the MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, right? And the file name here, that is textpattern.sql. So it may be storing some kind of text patterns, right? So here in this file also, you have a database of some of the text patterns, right? I'm not sure what kind of text patterns are there, but once you download this database and just issue some queries to retrieve the data from the table, you will definitely know that what kind of information is stored here in this database, right? Then next, let's check something else. Okay, so this is a government website of I don't know which country, but .gmail that is provided to the government websites only. Now .ml, it could be Malaysia, it could be some other country. I'm not sure. Right now, this is again a database, right, coming out of a government website. Right, so you are actually able to access the database of a government website without actually doing anything. It is just a Google Doc which you have executed, and you are able to access the databases, right? And in some of the databases, you can even find the encryption keys also, which are used for authentication. But the catch is those encryption keys, they are encrypted using a hashing algorithm. So you need to just dehash those keys to get to the plain text, right? Maybe we could find some of the keys here also. I'm scrolling through the database. Okay, no, I couldn't find any key here as such. Right, so let's use it, and let's open the next one, this one, and let's see what is here. Okay, so it is looking like a database, right? Right, so lot much of data, and I think these are logs which are stored for some of the core files of the web application, right? So lot much of information stored within this database, and consider such kind of database getting compromised and getting into wrong hands, the web application could be just defaced, or web application could be compromised in any way, right? And such things, those should be accessible only to the administrators of the web applications. But using the Google Docs, what you are able to do, you are able to get the admin level access, or the files accessible to the admin, they are available to you, right guys? So let's move further, and let's try to find the FTP servers which are open, or for which the passwords are available. So I'm using a Google Doc, in which again I'm using two operators. First one is the in URL operator, to which I have provided the search string as the FTP, right? After FTP search string, I have provided another search string in the double quotes, that is the password, and the file type which I have mentioned here, that is XLS. So XLS is your Microsoft Excel file, right? So I press enter, and let's see what is there. Okay, so the first one which is available, that is the FTP directory listing. Let's open it and see what do we get. Okay, so it is asking me to open the FTP link using an application. Okay, so I click on choose application. Okay, no, it is not going to open it. Let's use the Microsoft Edge to open it. And okay, it couldn't be opened. Okay, let's ignore it. Let's go to the next link, or maybe I can just check the Google search result and open it. Right, so if I just and use this, okay, no, okay, in the next link, okay, it provided me an Excel sheet. Now in the Excel sheet, if I open the sheet, maybe, okay, so this is some kind of data prepared for some kind of wireless network data, right? We can see some of the terms related to UT, LTW, and I think document it is coming from the 3GPP project, right? Yeah, as you can see, it is the third generation partnership project, which this is a group which started up for the development of the 3G networks, right? And okay, let's find some other link. Okay, this is an FTP link. Let's open it and see what is there. Okay, again, it is asking me to open this link using an application, but I think if I click on choose application, okay, it is again moving me to the Edge browser. Okay, so it's not opening. No issue. Basically, you can open such kind of links if you have an FTP client installed in your computer, like Pure FTP or Secure FTP or Qt FTP. Right? Many FTP clients are available, which can help you open such FTP links. Right? Let's click on this link, factory floor, and let's see what do we get. Okay, again I'm getting that link, but what can I do is if I just copy this link, right, and open it here only. Let's see what do we see. Okay, again it is redirecting. Okay, so this is not going to work. And let's say if I just simply copy the FTP link, let's check this one, ftp.vintech.com, right? And okay, I copied something in extra, so I delete it. So ftp.vintech.com, and let's see what do we get in the response. It looks like we got into the login page of data center, and it looks like it is a Chinese website or a Chinese data center. Now, so any attacker can just easily brute force the username and the password and get access into the data center configuration console. Right, so I'm just closing it here, and okay, let's try this link, ftp.cachedrew.com, and let's see what do we get. Okay, I copied some extra thing here. Let's delete it, and let's see what is visible here. The page is loading up. Okay, so the page is not loading, I think. Okay, let's move to the next Google Doc. Let's try to find the admin login pages of the web applications. Okay, so the page couldn't load up. So let's go to the Google search and let's input another Google Doc. So in this Google Doc, I am using the entitled operator, right? After that, a colon, and then I am providing the search string as the admin, right? Along with that, I am using another Google Doc that is entitled, right? So same Google Doc without any change, but I am changing the search string here, that is login. And now let's click on the search button and let's see what do we get. Okay, so the first thing which we got is the cPanel of logics.in website, right? And let's check what is available there. Okay, so I have the admin interface where I can enter the username and the password along with the captcha to access the enterprise email solution, right? You can see I'm actually able to access the enterprise emails login page, right? And as I said earlier, you can actually brute force it. And okay, this one is something interesting. It says login admin. It is a router network. Let's click on this link and see what do we get here. Okay, so it says access to the admin page, right? And you can click on login or admin. So let's and see what we get. Okay, I've been redirected by the page. And okay, again a login button. So I click on login and let's see what do we get. It's loading slowly, but it's loading in. Can find something else. Okay, so I have one more link available, and this is again a login page with a username and the password, and it is just what you see, an IP address available here, and most probably this would be the login page of a router, right? Okay, this is just a website again asking me to log in or the admin. Right, so we can close these links, and this is a link of our interest, right? Where we can just try different usernames and the password. So a default username could be admin, right? And a default password could be admin, right? Let's give it a try if it works. Okay, it says login failure. I can try the username admin and the password as the password. And let's click on the login. Okay, it says login failure, right? And so I'm not able to log in with the default credentials, which are usually set for the different internet routers, right? But I am available with the login page. So I can use any brute forcing tool to just get into the admin page. Let's try this page. So here again, yeah, I got into the admin login desk, right? So I can type in the username and the password. So for admin, as I told you, the default password is the admin only. Sorry, the default username is the admin only, and the password, if it is not, it could be password, or if it is changed, it could be something else, which you can find out using any brute forcing tool. Right, guys? So that is how you can find some web pages which can provide you a lot of information. Right. Similarly, you can try a Google Doc, like I want to find the password of the FTP server, right? So I just close it, right? And just return back to the Google search. And here, what I have written here is a Google Doc, which is file type. It says file type on INI, and after that, WSFTPD, it is another search string, and PWD is another search string. So WSFTP, that is an FTP service. FTP is basically your file transfer protocol, which is used to exchange the files over the internet. So WSFTP is one particular service which allows the transfer of files over the internet, and PWD is short form for the password, right? And INI file, right, or the INI search string, that is basically for a file type which is INI, that contains the configuration information for many of the applications and the services. So let's try this Google Doc and see what do we get. So I click on this search button, and okay, let's open the first link and see what do we get there. Okay, so I have a lot of information available here, right? You can see the host, that is ftp.ipswitch.com, and the UID is anonymous. That means this particular host or this particular FTP server address, it allows anonymous login, right? Then next one is perso ftp.orange.france. Now, Orange is a service provider in France, right? .fr domain for the France, right? And you can see the user ID that is mentioned here like this: f9ap.andre@orange.com. Now this is sensitive information. It should not be disclosed as such. And after that, you can see PWD. It is short form for the password. So I have the password also available, but this password, it is hashed, right? This is the hash of a password. Now hashing is basically converting the plain text or the readable text into some unreadable form of the text using some mathematical permutation and combinations, right, which are embedded in a hashing algorithm. So this is a hash which could be decoded using any hash cracking tool, and you can get the plain text which you can enter into the password field of that login page. So if I try this link, let's open it and see if we get the login page or not. Okay, it is taking some time to open, but you can see this is a particular file which contains a lot of information about the FTP links and whether a particular different username is required to log into it or the anonymous login is possible. So you can notice that for many of the links, the term anonymous is written after the UID, right? So the value of the username or the user ID, that is anonymous. Right, guys? Okay, so the link is not loading up, so I just close it. But there may be a possibility that some of the links they open up and some of the links they don't open, right? Okay, so we have one link of FTP server from Adobe, ftp.adobe.com. Let's open it and let's see if it is accessible. It should be accessible. Okay, it says URL not found. Okay, so it has been converted into download.adobe.com. Right, no issue. Right, so similarly, you can actually search for the links, and wherever you are able to access them, you are going to just get some useful data out of it. Right, guys? Now, if you want to know more about the Google Docs or Google hacking, or you want to access more Google Docs, this is a link where you can find all the Google Docs. It is basically a database which hosts all the Google Docs which are available till date. Right. So the portal's name or the web page name is exploitdb.com. Right. So exploitdb.com/Google Docs. That is the name of the or the link to the web page where you can find all the Google Docs. It is actually taking some time to open, but hopefully it will just open up. Okay, it says page not found, no issue. We can just simply open exploitdb.com because the page would have moved. Right. And yes, now see, these are the different Google Docs which are available. You can even search for Google Docs. Like let's say I search for any Google Doc related to FTP and I press enter. Let's see what do I get in the search results. And these are all the Google Docs which are available here, right? You click on any Google Doc, you will see the details of that Google Doc, right? So see this. This search is completed, and the first one is the CSAX FTP automation, right? So it could be an FTP automation client. The next is the Wing FTP server. That is the FTP server which has some remote code execution vulnerability identified through this particular Google Doc, right? So in this way, you can just find different Google Docs and you just click on it, click on any of the Google Docs which are there and see this. You have the complete detail related to the Google Doc. Now, of course, understanding all this information will be difficult for you people because you don't know much of the technicalities involved here. but still you can just do some homework, just go through the task individually, and you will come to understand what each and every of these on this, and you'll be able to understand how this Google Doc is going to work, right, guys? But of course, it will just require a lot of patience and hard work to understand all these technical things, because these things are not just straightforward to understand, right? So that is all about today's session, guys. I hope you would have got some insights into what the Google Docs are and how you can improve your Google search and utilize the Google Doc of the results, right? So that is all for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for magnifying and intensifying the knowledge of our attendees. And after this, I believe that attendees will be proficient in Google Docking and will sparkle up with this gained expertise. So thank you so much, sir. Yes, sir, we have few queries from our attendees. With your permission, we'll take up those queries, sir.
Yes, sure. Sure. Please
Alright.
go ahead.
Okay. So, sir, there is a question from Dhai Thakkar. He wants to know that why is it necessary to learn about it?
Okay. Now see, when we talk about cyber security, the first part is gathering the information. And for gathering the information, internet is the best source, right? And search engines, they play a major role in gathering the information. So if you are searching on the search engines in a specific way, where you are getting the precise information out of your search results, it will definitely save your time and effort, and you are going to get to your target more easily and in lesser time. So Google Docs basically help you find the information about a particular target very easily. Right, next query, please.
Thanks so much, sir. Yes, sir. So there is another query from Manas Ranjan. He wants to know. He wants to ask that this changes the whole use of Google for me. So this is a feedback from attendee who is new to the system and he
Yeah.
gained it. Good information from you, sir. All right. So, sir, we'll move on to the next query. So we'll move on to the next query. The another query is from Gur Amrit Singh. He wants to know that you, in your presentation, you have mentioned in URL, INURL.
Yes.
What is this exactly? Is it different from site?
Yes, exactly. It is different from a site. In URL is an operator which tells the search engine that you have to look into the URL contents for a specific keyword which I have provided after the column, right? So I type a Google Doc in URL, then colon, and then a specific search string. So that search string is basically looked upon by the Google search engine into the URL of every web page which the Google search engine is indexing. And for those links of the web pages where the specified search string is available, the Google search engine returns the results. So that is how it works.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. So we'll take up another query that is from Manisha. She wants to know that in which year we will be able to learn about this in detail.
Okay, so you guys, if you enroll in BTech Cybersecurity and Blockchain program, which is an honors program, you guys are going to learn it in the second year, right? From the third semester onwards, we start teaching these things to the students.
Okay, sir. So, there's another.
Let's say if you, yeah, let me just elaborate further. Let's say if you enroll in the BTech CSC program, then in that case, you guys are going to learn these things from the fifth semester. So from the fifth semester, if you guys opt for the cybersecurity engineering minors, then you guys are offered with these courses and you can just continue with the learning.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. So we'll take up another query. So attendee wants to know that will there be any specific tools or softwares they need to purchase, or will it be provided by the LPU?
The software
So
and tools will be provided by the LPU. Students are not required to purchase any software, and the university prefers that most of the softwares which are used for such kind of experimentations, those softwares are open source and freely available to the students, and the support for those softwares is easily available on the internet so that the students don't face any difficulty. And provided said that, teachers are also very much cooperative in allowing the students to set up the labs. Most of the times what happens is the teachers, they provide ready-made labs to the students so that they can start with the experimentation directly instead of spending the time in finding the wayouts in installation and configuration of the tools. So students are not required to worry about that.
thank you so much, sir, for resolving all the queries of our attendees. And attendees, you have heard our mentorship, so you need not to worry about anything. You come here, you gain a much expertise, much learning. So do not wait for anything. Just go and take the admissions as soon as possible. And to give you the elaborated thing about this admission process, we have with us our admission expert, Mr. Neeraj Sharma. So over to you, sir, for the admission part of the university.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. So before we proceed further, basically, I would like to brief you little bit about LPU first, right? Then we'll switch on to presentation part. See, basically nowadays, if somebody looks for LPU online, we are India's largest private university in terms of area and number of students on a single campus. So we have one huge campus which is situated in Fagwara, very close to Jalandhar in Punjab state. And this campus is spread over more than 600 acres of land. It's a huge campus. And if I talk about strength, we have 30,000 students who are studying here, and they're from 50 different countries. So you can very well imagine people coming from 50 different countries, and of course from each and every state from India, means a big difference that yes, we do have good faculties with us. The curriculum which we are teaching is at par excellence, and of course the practical knowledge and other things we are giving is far better than to our competitors. And if I talk about facilities, we have given each and every facility within the campus itself. Like we do have a very huge mall here, we have a very big hospital, we have more than 100 food courts, and of course separate hostel facilities for boys and girls which are 100% secure. We have an indoor stadium with different games facilities, banks, ATMs, post office. So all such facilities are available within the campus itself. Now coming to the presentation part, so I would like to tell you the briefs. Like on the very first screen, you can see, yes, our students of LPU, they have brought laurels, and 13 LPU students, if you remember, they were the ones who participated in Tokyo Olympics, which was held in 2020, and it got postponed to 21. And we feel proud to share that 10% of the Indian Olympic participants were LPU students. You can very well see in the picture in the presentation. Another feather to our cap, like LPU team lifts runners-up trophy at Khelo India University Games. So if you can see in the picture that none other than the Honorable Home Minister, Mr. Amit Shah, along with the Sports Minister, Mr. Anurag Thakur, he was the one who awarded the runners-up trophy to LPU team at Khelo India University Games. Then talking about the rankings, I feel proud to share that if I talk about Times Higher Education Impact Rankings of 2022, we stand at 74th position globally. And if I talk about the Times Higher Education World Rankings of 2022, again, we are at 36th position among the top universities of India. Right? And if I talk about subject-wise rankings, we are second in business economics, 8th in clinical and health, 9th in computer science, 10th in engineering and life sciences. Another good ranking, through Atal rankings of institutions on innovation achievements, we are at 3rd position in India, right? So now discussing about the campus life and the exposure which you will be expecting in the campus. So none other than the Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, he was here with us, and he was the one who inaugurated Indian Science Congress. Then, of course, His Holiness Dalai Lama, yes, he was here with us in our campus at one of our functions. Then, two of the former presidents, one president, ex-president of Afghanistan, and of course, ex-president of India, they shared the dice at LPU in one of our convocations. Then, late Finance Minister of India, Shri Arun Jaitley ji, he was here with us, and he was the one who inaugurated the LPU Startup School. Then Gauhar Gopal Das, the spiritual leader, yes, he was here with us, and he shared his personal experiences with our students and faculty members. Then, of course, the Bollywood icons, like you can see here in the picture, Shah Rukh Khan, Deepika Padukone, and other big personalities like Ranbir Kapoor and all, Alia Bhatt, they have been a part of our presentation. They have been coming to the campus, and they were the ones who were sharing the experiences with us. Then, of course, we do have a person in the picture, none other than Mr. Dhoni, who was here with us at our campus. Then if I talk about infrastructure, so on the very first page, you can see this picture where you can see the 14 blocks back to back along with the library and ECE department here, right? And of course, a very big auditorium which has a capacity of 2,500 people who can sit in one go. This is the mall which I'm talking about. This mall is a part of our campus, right? This is the inner view of the mall with different facilities available for the benefit of the students. Then of course the library. It's a fully automated library which is functional 24/7 for the benefit of the students. Then some of the recreational facilities available, like this is the bowling area, the gymnasium, and of course this is the inner view of the hospital which we have at our campus. We have 25 bedded hospital with a dental chair. So the inner view of the hospital, and of course a very big indoor stadium is available in the campus where we have Olympic sized swimming pool. Then we have badminton, basketball, volleyball, squash courts available. And yes, we do have a gun shooting range as well within the campus itself. This is the panoramic view of the campus, the night view. So now I'll be shifting to the presentation part, like somebody who wants to know the details of the program. Let's say if you are interested to know the details of a particular program, so what you can do is you can visit our site, which is lpu.in. So once you reach the site, on the very first page, you'll find a tab by the name Admissions. So you click on this tab, and on the very first page here, you can see different programs available, right? So it all depends that for which particular program are you interested. So in case if you are looking for programs after 12, so these are the disciplines available here with us. And according to the area of interest and your eligibility, you'll click on that part. Like if I'm interested in engineering, I'll just click on this, and these are the streams available here with us. Like CSE is there, EC is there, robotics, automation, and all. So accordingly, as per my interest, I'll click on that part, and I'll come to know that, okay, these are the programs which are available in campus, and these are the specializations which are available. Like in BTech CSE, you can go for full stack web development, machine learning, Android application, cyber security, data science, and so on. So again, I'll click on that particular course in which I want to know the details. If I'm interested in BTech CSE, I'll click on this, and this will help me in giving me the information in detail about the program. Like BTech CSE, it's a 4 years degree with 8 semesters. So what is the eligibility criteria here? So you can see that the eligibility says the student needs to have 60% aggregate marks in 12th with physics, maths and English, which are compulsory subjects. Along with that, student must have cleared our test, which is called LPU NEST. This is in-house test of LPU. So this test will help you in two ways. Once a student clears this test, right, so you will be eligible for this admission purpose also, and along with that, if you score good percentage, good marks in this test, you can be eligible for scholarships also. Now we can discuss about the scholarship part, the fee part, that what all scholarships are available, what will be the fee and so on. So even if I say that yes, the fee part, the fee is 1,20,000 per semester. This is without any scholarship, but we are giving very good scholarships. So these scholarships are divided into three parts. We have divided all the scholarships into three parts. You can call them bracket 3, bracket 2 and bracket 1. So let us assume with an example, there is a student who is interested for BTech CSE. He or she appears for the test, and in case if the result of the test falls in category 3, bracket 3, student will get 18% scholarship and the applicable fee will be 98,400 per semester. If the performance is good and the score falls in category 2, student gets 28% scholarship. Fee will further come down to 86,400 per semester. And in case if the score falls in bracket 1, you will be given 38% scholarship and the fee will be only 74,400 per semester. So that means the scholarship slabs which are available at present, they are 18%, 28% and 38%. But there are other categories also, other ways also through which a student can win scholarship. So first was on the basis of LPU NEST. Now we do give scholarship on the basis of 12th percentage also. So let's say if the percentage of the student falls between 80 to 89.99 in 12, will be given 18% scholarship. If the percentage falls between 90 to 94.99, you get 28% scholarship. And if the percentage is 95 and above, student gets 38% scholarship. Similarly, we do provide scholarships on the basis of JEE mains percentile also, right? Again, we look for the percentile in JEE mains. So according to the slab, like somebody's percentile is between 85 to 90, will be given 18%. Percentile is 90 to 95, you get 28%. And if the percentile is 95 and above, right, you get 38%. But you need to remember one thing, that though there are different categories of scholarship, but in LPU, we will give you only one scholarship, and that too which is best. So any student who is eligible for more than one category of scholarship will get only one scholarship. After comparing those categories, whichever is the best one will be given to the students. And another good advantage in LPU is whatever scholarship you gain in the very first semester, that gets carried forward for the complete program. As you know, BTech is a 4 years degree. So in case if you get 30% scholarship in your very first semester, this percentage will be carried forward for all 4 years, all 8 semesters. Okay. Now coming to the other part, through this website you can come to know about the curriculum, what all curriculum will be covered in your 4 years degree. So we do have details here. So year wise, first year, second, third, fourth, these are the autumn term subjects taught, the ones which will be taught in spring terms. So accordingly you can just go to the details, and these are the elective subjects offered, like cloud computing, then Internet of Things, machine learning, data science, cyber security, software, so on. These are the detailed information which is available on a website as far as any particular program is concerned, right? So do remember the last dates as well. So if somebody is interested to join LPU, he or she needs to appear for a test which is called LPU NEST, which I already discussed. So the last date to apply for the test is 31st of July. So please do remember, you have to rush off, kindly apply for LPU nest as soon as possible, because don't rely on the last dates, because we do have limited seats in our programs. So we do offer seats on first come first serve basis. So once the LPU nest is clear, right, after your examination, you will be getting the result within 24 hours. And once the result is out, you will apply for admission within 7 days after the declaration of the result. Okay. Now, coming to the other part also here, if I want to show you that yes, on the same page, on the extreme left hand side, you can see there are webinar links also, right? So the webinar link will tell you that yes, on this part, right, you can just have a details about the webinars through this LPU Edu-Fair webinar. Okay. On this page, on the extreme left, we have a link by the name LPU's Edu-Fair webinars. So all the upcoming webinars and the ones which are already being done, you can just go to the details and join upcoming webinar on a particular date. And the ones which are already over, you can just have a glimpse of those webinars from this link. Now, last but not the least part, I would like you to please jot down the details here from this particular slide. So anybody willing to look at the details of the website, just jot it down. It is lpu.in. We do have an email which is admissions@lpu.co.in. So if you have any queries, just drop a mail on this email ID. And if you further want to talk to our counselors, just give a call on this number 01824 517 000, and the another number is 404404. Thank you so much for your time. Wish you all the best. Have a nice day. Over to you, Ruby ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir, for the detailed information about the admission part. And with this, we'll conclude today's webinar. That's all for today. Thank you, attendees, for sparing time and participating in today's webinar. We appreciate you all for being here, and I believe your knowledge has been enriched by today's webinar. Also, I would like to express my appreciation to the experts for their valuable contribution on today's topic, and I'm sure your years of research, your years of experience will definitely help the audience to choose the right path. So until next time, I'm Ruby Gill, finally signing off the session. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.